Hi, everybody. Welcome to Resilient Now. I am in Los Angeles today, and I'm really excited, super excited, because one of actually my mentors is going to be interviewed by me. So we can help somebody in the world, maybe a few people, we'll see. But I'm in sunny LA, and it's not very sunny. I'm in my friend's backyard, and it's beautiful here, but it's not sunny. So we're going to introduce Renee. And Renee, like I said, is an amazing lady. I can't believe I got her to do this. I'm so excited. Renee, I want to ask you something before we start. What does resilient now mean to you?
Well, I think it's the ability to recover quickly from difficulties, to spring back. And yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's a short one and great. People can pick up on that really fast. So thank you. So I know you have a story for us today of something that happened recently in your life, and I'll let you go into it. That you used your resilience on, and it was a very difficult time for everybody in Los Angeles, and I know you're going to talk about that. So I will let you proceed. Thank you.
Thanks, Liliana. I appreciate you having me on your podcast. And yes, my home in Pacific Palisades was evacuated during the fires recently. It's still standing, which is a miracle, but it's uninhabitable at this point. And it was a bit of a trauma for all of us. And we're now, my husband and I are kind of nomads. We're learning how to survive. We, at some point in the next 6 months or so, we hope to be back in our home. In the meantime, we've been in 4 places in the last 4.5 months, and it's an adventure.
Absolutely. So I guess can you tell me, especially when that first happened, how did you get through that? What did you pull from that, when it just happened, that you just learned of it?
I
How'd you get
think
through it?
it's really a matter of 1 minute, 1 second at a time, and staying in the present moment and just taking the next right action, and not dramatizing, just really showing up and being present. And it's was interesting because when I finally got to our friend's home, I called the radio station, immediately went into my marketing PR mode, and I said I was just um, there, and if you need a firsthand account of what's going on, I'd be happy to go on the air. It just came out to do that so that I could share my experience, strength, and hope with other people. And so I went on the air. It was like the first thing I thought of doing. I forgot about that until I just shared that with you. Um, and I called a few friends to let them know I was okay, and a few people called me, and it's hard to remember. It was very fragmented, but I do remember that I called the radio station, KNX News radio station. So
And you still can't go into your house and you don't really know when that's going to happen. So tell us about
we
that.
can go in, but it's needs to be remediated. There's some lead and ashes and things like that. And so as soon as insurance um, sends us funds, we'll go back and remediate, and then eventually move back in.
Okay. And so you said 4 places now. How do you do that? How do you get up every day and be somewhere else and not be in your home? Like what do you do in the morning? What's your routine to kind of get you through that? Because you've moved 4 times. That's a lot for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it's you have to look at it as an adventure, and and every place is different. And one of the places I was able to walk, I've got a friend who's gifted me an office in his company, and so I've got a place to work. Now it's about a 35-minute drive, and just keeping a positive attitude. I think that's I do a lot of meditation, some prayer, and really just keeping a positive attitude, positive outlook, and not trying to get too far ahead of myself.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So I know you because you're the kind of person who you give. You're a giver. You always have been. At least since I've known you, it's just who you are. And so how has it been receiving, this help? Because I think you talked earlier about or prior with me about like just getting help, people showing up, giving clothes, because you didn't even have clothes when that happened. Like you couldn't get into your place.
So I was people who asked, is there anything I can do to help? And my original response is no, it's okay. And then I realized I can ask. And so whenever they said, is there anything I can do? I would give them a list of things that I needed, and people, came through. It was amazing. And I spent a lot of time at the Disaster Recovery Center in West Los Angeles, filling out forms for FEMA and Red Cross and SB. I got an SBA loan, which was amazing. And everybody there was just so incredibly nice and helpful, and friends and family. I posted on LinkedIn and got a lot of people. I heard from my very first boss. There are just so many, it's such an outpouring from people. It was just really lovely. So
Yeah.
yeah, it feels nice to be nurtured, and I just remind people, don't forget about us, because people move on after a while and to the next crisis, and we're all still raw, and it's going to be some time before Palisades is back to normal. Could be 5 to 10 years before the houses are rebuilt. And I mean, we literally lost our entire infrastructure. The grocery stores are gone, the pharmacies are gone, the um, everything many of the gas stations are gone. It's your day-to-day life. So even when we're able to move back in, we won't have those services that we're used to. And just
Such a
just like
change.
recently, the water, for a long time, the water was out. And the water wasn't out, it just wasn't safe to drink. So there's all kinds of things that are finally it's safe to drink, but you have to clear your pipes, and there's so many things that people don't think about. You just flee, and everyone, fortunately, most people survived. And the first thing you want to do is just make sure you and your neighbors, our next door neighbor who's 85, didn't have anywhere to go, and we just took her with us. And she
Mhm.
stayed with us for 8 days until her son got back from a trip to Europe. So you just have to think of everybody in your area, and take your closest, your family and your pets, and the material and the items that you value most, your papers, your passport, deed to your home, and all that, and you just leave, and don't
Yeah.
look back, don't look back, and don't dwell. People who are going to spend a lot of time dwelling on negative will stay in that energy, and I'm not choosing to do that. I'm really focusing on how do we help everybody else get through this.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. And you actually saved that lady. You helped her get out of her house when it started and everything. So, you're an amazing example of resilience. I love you so much. You mean so much to me. I always like to finish, the podcast with something you're grateful for. So, like, what's like the top thing going on right now that you just, because when you live in gratitude, it's hard to live in anything else, and it just puts a smile on your face and makes you feel better. So, what's your top gratitude right now?
Well, it's being with you right now, Liliana. So that's staying here and enjoying the conversation, looking at your beautiful background and your lovely heart. And that's it's all good. It's all good.
Thank you so much, Renee. I'm so happy we got to, record you today. And again, I'm honored. You were somebody who's very special to me. You've been there for me and so many people. And I know, you're going to be taken care of. You are right now. So, and it's all going to work out one day at a time, one moment at a time, the next indicated thing. That's all we have. So this is Liliana from Resilient Now podcast. Thank you for joining us. We will see you in the next on the next podcast. So have a wonderful day and actually make it a great day. Make it a great day. Take care. Bye bye.